Hey guys, we have Saturn-Uranus vibes to talk about today. There is an ongoing Saturn-Uranus square in the sky that has been really encompassing a lot of the major changes that we've been experiencing over the course of the past year and a half, 2 years now. And this is the fourth time that this square has come exact. We had Saturn retrograde back into exact square with Uranus on October 1st, and this square will be withstanding at this degree until October 12th, when it finally separates again to a 1-degree orb. And over the course of this 12-day period, there is one day, you guys, when the moon is going to be activating this square of planets, and that is today. We have the moon in Aquarius going to be coming into a conjunction with Saturn, forming the square to Uranus, activating this energy. The moon is a trigger planet. Whenever we have the moon coming into alignment with an ongoing transit, this has a tendency of really activating it and setting it off. And so today, you guys, of this month may be one of the most significant days in terms of things just sort of happening, us sort of being at the mercy of the universe today. We really need to try to go with the flow of things. There may be just some unexpected upheavals happening, or some upsets, or just some things from the past 2 years, year and a half, coming back up for some type of resolution, or perhaps some type of closure, or just sort of like the saga continues in this energy. But lots of Uranus today, you guys, lots of Uranus square Saturn to talk about. Let's get into this chart. Let's talk about how this is unfolding and what it might mean for us as we're going through our experience today. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Actually, today I'm going to be doing 2 days because of how the energy is playing out over the next couple days. I'm going to be doing Wednesday and Thursday today, Friday and Saturday tomorrow, and then because our full moon is on Sunday, we will have a full moon report for Sunday instead of just the normal dailies, and then a weekend report Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This week, I need to do Wednesday and Thursday, Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, just to make it all work. So that's what we're doing. And if you guys stick with me till the end of the report, I also have some tarot cards that we're going to talk about that came out in correspondence with the energy today, just to sort of tap the field from a separate modality to get a better idea of what's going on. But I have to tell you guys, like, today is a very different day for me here in Aubrey-Stars land. I'm actually having a new roof put on, like, right now as we speak. And I guess I didn't realize how like loud and jarring and like action this was going to require to be going on. And my whole world is so chaotic right now. I can't even tell you guys. I'm recording with these headphones on in like hoping that you're not picking up the tremendous amount of background noise that is going on right now. I really hope you can't hear it because it's so loud and literally like my whole house is shaking. And also with these headphones on, you guys, for whatever reason, I don't know, I don't ever record with headphones, but I can't hear myself talking really. So I'm going to try to deliver the best report that I can under the circumstances right now that there's literally every distraction in the world happening around me. The roof is shaking and I can't hear myself talk. So let's see how I do, you guys. This today is going to definitely be a test in my skill, and it's also so funny. I do not mean to make this like about me at all, but this is a very strange circumstance that I'm trying to record a astrology video on. But I also have Mars exactly conjuncting my ascendant for like today and tomorrow, like over this next couple days at 22 degrees of Gemini, just corresponding with this roof business going on. And so it's like, yes, all the action is happening here now, and they weren't joking. Like, that it is not late, it is first thing in the morning. I thought I might have been able to like get by without all of this like heavy intense action going on, but no, they started off with a bang, and my foundations are shaking, you guys. Let's talk about Uranus and square to Saturn shaking foundations. Okay, let's get into this report. I do need to try to make this short today, I feel like, just because I don't know, like we'll see how this goes. But okay, Starting at the top, today on Wednesday, there may definitely be some action happening today. Like I said, today is the one day this month, although, you know, there's a couple other dates that I'm going to give you guys as well, but this is probably one of the most significant days this month, just in the context of this Saturn-Uranus square dynamic and the significance that it's had in the context of the past, like I said, year and a half, 2 years, February, June, December 21, and now October 2022. We've got this 12-day period, and this is the time, this is the day when the moon, during this 12-day period that these planets are in exact aspect together, is going to be setting off this dynamic. So that really just means, and not only that, we also have Mercury officially moving forward in the sky today as well. So between the Uranus-Saturn aspect dynamic being triggered by the moon today, and also Mercury after this retrograde period, after stationing, like officially moving forward to the next degree, I do feel like, you know, things are, universe is working to put things back on track in one way or another. But in this energy, it's like, what's the track? Where's the track? And where is this track leading me? Sort of, that is the question. But Uranus squaring Saturn today, you guys, with the moon coming into the conjunction with Saturn in Aquarius. Like I said, probably one of the more important days this month, setting off this transit. This is the fourth and final time we will have this activation, and it's exact right now for this moon hitting. So this could be this big time Uranus-Saturn energy today. Shocks, destabilization, and also though, especially in the context of Mercury moving forward, having been in the opposition to Neptune, also Mercury is coming into a trine with Pluto right now. That is the third Mercury-Pluto trine, where this is going to be revealing some things to us over this next couple of days, you guys. We are heading in towards coming out, you know, maybe of that greater state of just lack of clarity with Mercury in the opposition to Neptune, having stationed direct in the opposition to Neptune, but moving into the trine with Pluto. This, again, is searching for answers, digging for truth after this retrograde process, after this retrograde period, and, you know, heading out of whatever is perhaps coming to a head or sparked or triggered in this fourth and final Uranus-Saturn square that we have going on right now. Solutions could be presenting themselves. Mercury going direct, coming into the trine with Pluto. This is also problem-solving energy, getting to the root of it, finding the solution, looking behind the curtain, like really getting deep into the intricacies and like finding the core issue so that it can be like ultimately transformed, resolved, solved, or generated. That's where this is leading us, but there could be a dimension of that, figuring things out, solving problems in regards to things that have been left unresolved in the context perhaps of some of these major changes that may have been playing out over the course of this past couple of years. So we have that. This Saturn-Uranus square could be also today with the moon. The moon is going to be forming the conjunction to Saturn. So this could be bringing up lots of frustration, feeling limited, feeling held back. Saturn and Uranus in the square, this is dynamic and radical, unexpected revolutionary change coming to long-standing structures of like order and control. Saturn, the past, time, karma, authority, things that have been in place for long periods of time. Uranus, radical, dynamic, revolutionary change for the purpose of aligning with authentic truth and authentic growth and authentic potential. Coming to a head, coming up against each other. These are both the rulers of Aquarius, Saturn being the traditional ruler of Aquarius, Uranus being the modern ruler of Aquarius. And so both rulers of Aquarius in this 90-degree angle to each other, Saturn himself in the sign of Aquarius, you know, this is also indicating that the things that we are, the conclusions that we are coming to now are really reframing and restructuring the foundation of our future at this point in time. Now, I wanted to finish that sentence, but obviously, you guys, I have to come back and re-record this video. At this point in the original recording that you guys were just watching, the volume cut out. So I recorded the rest of the entire video and there's no volume. So I can't use the headphones anymore because I don't know if they're actually going to be recording what I'm saying or not. And I really want to get you guys the rest of this video. So I am just going to do my best to get it out
pretty quickly. There's some loud noise going on. I am now in my massage room downstairs in the basement, hoping that it won't be as loud, but it's still super, super loud. So I'm going to try my best to just get through this rest of this quickly, give you guys the tarot and the synchronicity cards that came out. I already got them in the original recording. But this is just what I'm trying to do, is trying to get it done. Okay, so anyways, let's get back on task. I'm gonna stick right to the points from now on in this report. So we have the Saturn-Uranus square being activated by the moon today, you guys, figuring things out, finding solutions regarding unresolved problems and issues that maybe started like 2 Februaries ago at this point in time that might be coming back. And this energy could also be bringing up some shocks today for sure, destabilizing things a little bit. We could sort of feel like our foundations are shaking on one level or another today, but also lots of frustration, feeling limited, held back because of the Saturn influence obstructing our ability to change or to make progress. This is also what's something that may be coming up for us today. And this could also bring issues with authority figures like really coming to a head. There could be some real like inability to comply today, real strong desire to sort of like buck the system, especially if there are things happening that are out of alignment with integrity or they're just preventing us from being able to embody our authentic truth in one way or another. This is definitely a very rebellious and revolutionary energy that we have going on with Mars and Saturn and the moon coming into the square. Major clashes with authority, power or like ruling structures and stuff like that. Because you know what, when we think about it, Saturn square Uranus, Saturn rules that which is long standing and has been put in place for a long period of time. This is like the structures that our life has taken essentially up until this point in time. And if our life has taken a structure that is not in alignment with the authentic truth of our soul, then this is the period of time, you guys, that there is just a galactic wrecking ball that is coming through and shaking the foundations of our reality, tearing down those walls, destabilizing that structure we have created for ourselves to exist within that is not in alignment with what universe put us here to do. Okay, this is destiny activating energy that we have going on right now. And anywhere that our life like pattern or habit or just form or structure or way of being is not resonating to the authentic truth of our potential and our abilities and what we truly came here to do in this lifetime, and the cycles that we need to break, and you know the missions that we have to perform. Like if we are not in a place where we are able to do that for one reason or another, then whatever is keeping us from realizing and aligning with those truths is up for rectification in this Uranus energy. And stuff like this may really be coming through today, and it can also create a very strong urge to rebel and to revolt against things that we feel like are limiting, obstructing, holding us back. Like I said, authority, rulership classes. This is a destabilization as well of the previous power and control matrices and dynamics of the past, while there's a revolutionary spirit that is being reborn among the collective of humanity. So tyranny has met its end in a lot of ways, and this may not be apparent on the surface yet, you guys, because of this Neptune-Mars square that is also going on right now. There's a lot of false projections, false imaging, false narratives that are also being presenting themselves very abundantly in this energy as well. And there's a lot that is not allowing us to see things for like what they truly are, the way that this is set up right now. So it's just boiling down to the fact that there may be just a general urge in people to sort of rebel against things today and to like take their power back as well. If our value is not being recognized, we are likely no longer going to settle for scraps. That's sort of what this is pointing towards for me. Putting things right through conflict and breakdown, people not generally wanting to do what they're told unless there is like a meaningful purpose behind it that is creating a benefit in one way or another in some type of situation. Trying to break free from distortions and illusions as well with Mars and square to Neptune. While Mars and square to Neptune a lot of times can keep us in a state of like inability to act because we're not really sure what to do, what choice to make, there is an aspect of this that is also helping us to break through, break down, like slice through deception, illusion, like fantasy, or things just not being like projected as they truly are. We are gaining some ability to destroy the illusion to some extent in this energy as well. Narratives, fantasies, illusions, ideals in conflict with our willpower and our motivation to break free from the restrictions that I was talking about that are keeping us out of alignment with our authentic truth, and lay these new foundations right now aligned with that more authentic truth. We have Saturn square Uranus with Mars and trine to Saturn. This energy, these two aspects in combination, Saturn square Uranus, this is this energy that shakes us out of that which is not aligned with our destiny, actually. And then Mars and square to Saturn, this is us being able, like, universe facilitating our process of really like putting energy towards working to make progress towards our goals, and that which we are discovering is aligned with us, that we want to begin to embody and free ourselves to become throughout this period of time. We're being very supported actually in being able to restructure our lives and lay some foundations in a way that are conducive to this process of growth. And with that Mars also coming in the square to Neptune, it may be this, like, these illusions that are being dissolved in like the heat of this Mars energy or something like that. That's what this, Mars square Neptune may be bringing up for us as well. Like sort of a conflict going on between, what we thought something was, or the ideal of something, or, our perceived potential that could be in something versus like our will and motivation to really break free to follow our own path at this point in time. Like, are we going to continue to chase false images and fantasies of things, or are we going to put our energy into like really refocusing back on our personal truth and figuring out like how to get our ducks in a row in order to start like building in alignment with that and coming into that sense of embodiment, because that is really what universe is pulling us towards right now, wanting to restructure our lives but maybe a little bit confused about how to do so. But really with this Saturn square Uranus energy, we don't even need to worry about how to make it happen, because universe is very much doing this for us. We may feel like we've sort of lost control a little bit of this energy, and that's because universe really has the reins today. And like things are just sort of happening, and they are the way that this dynamic setup works, because it wants to sort of like shatter the ceiling, right? It wants to totally like shake the ground that we are standing on, so that we have no choice but to jump out into this future, but in that we, where we can't see the ground, but in the process of doing that, like, it's like we realize that we can fly, you know what I mean? And we never would have known that we could fly and that we actually had wings if we weren't pushed off the cliff. Like, that is what this transit does. Like, it pushes us off the cliff to teach us what we're truly capable of doing, so that we can live in alignment with what we're truly capable of doing. And then that life, in the context of this metaphor, like that life, now that we realize we have wings, is probably much more fulfilling to us than the life that maybe we constantly felt like we were missing something because there was a part of our soul that was never being activated, never being fulfilled. Like, that is the type of thing the universe is trying to do for us, but could just be in these ways that are not the most fun, not the most comfortable, and like honestly make no real sense in the moment as they're playing out. But today definitely is a day of realignments and shifts in the process of universe putting us back on track, and things are being readjusted and realigned for our highest good. The Earth is at 13 degrees of Aries on Wednesday, you guys. That Sabian symbol is a bomb which failed to go off, is now safely hidden from discovery. So honestly, like, it might not seem like it, but things actually are better than we think. Like, even though things may seem really chaotic and uncertain right now, we don't know what we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what we may have actually averted in terms of some type of lack of pleasant like situation that we may experience in the future as a result of things that are realigning and rearranging themselves for us right now. And I do feel like this is just a day where we sort of need to like lay back on our faith and just trust that things are happening according to a higher plan, and sort of let go of the need to control the outcome of things as they're playing out in this energy. We have the sun today on Wednesday at 13 degrees of Libra. That Sabian symbol is children blowing soap bubbles. So again, this is like a need to try our best to relax and go with the flow of things, trusting the process, and that all is leading somewhere better ultimately, and universe really does have our back in this energy. Definitely though, things could seem like they're going a bit off the rails today. That's just how it often is when we have Uranus operating, or there could be solutions, like I said, coming in this energy as well as a result of things that have been playing out over the course of this past like year and a half 2-year period since the first, February 2021. But lots of hypercharged emotions running very high. This could be something that we're dealing with today. Strong potential for conflicts and arguments, fights, as people are literally like about to snap. That's another thing. This is like the straw that broke the camel's back. This is like the last, this is like the last straw. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, I'm not taking it anymore. Like, I'm pretty much done. Like, people are really going to be coming to a place of being done with situations that are, just holding us back, or that seem like they are putting too much pressure or too much restriction or too much authority, or lacking common sense and stuff as well, or just being too like dictatorial or exerting too much force or control. Like, people are likely to definitely be just like not having it anymore. This is the 4th activation of this transit. Like I said, this is a pretty significant day with the moon in Aquarius setting us off in this transit. This is the one time during the exact like activation when they're both, Saturn and Uranus are both at the same degrees over this 12-day period of time, that the moon is going to be directly hitting both of them, activating this dynamic. And it's just likely to be bringing some things along these lines up for us today. But we have also Venus today at 8 degrees of Libra. That Sabian symbol is a blazing fireplace in a deserted home. So it's ultimately all about this like inner urge, like desire, yearning we have to return to the truth of our heart, to return home to our heart center. And it's also all about like helping us to recognize the truth of our value, the truth of our potential, our self-worth. Uranus currently in the sign of Taurus, like that is really where all of this is stemming from. Yes, it's about getting in alignment with our authentic truth and activating our destiny, but it's coming through the recognition of our internal sense of value, the self-worth we hold in us, the recognition of the resources, what we can do with those to really stabilize our lives and create like like just some material security or stability or like abundance in one way or another. These Taurian vibes, these Taurian archetypes, all about making things grow, tapping resources, planting seeds, like cultivating, nurturing, watering, growing, so that we can have something that is bringing like a sense of beauty or a sense of purpose, a productivity, abundance. Also, requires some hard work. So Taurus is also a sign of very hard work, but it's like hard work for the purpose of like enjoying the pleasures or being able to exist within the splendors of that which we create. And so we are learning to restabilize our reality in the midst of the crumbling matrix and the transition of ages through cultivating our own resources, tapping our own potential, and recognizing the value that we hold inside of us that like enables us to do that. And that is what this energy today on Wednesday is working to help us discover through whatever may be unfolding for us. And speaking of these resources, when we extrapolate this to the macrocosm level, there could be some crazy things happening today with government, leadership, countries, resources, economies, supply chains, oil to storms perhaps as well. Super delicate time right now, honestly, like on a macrocosm and just generally like in our personal lives as well. Shifts in power going on, global conflict, this Mars and Gemini energy, false narratives, like pushing, like trying to push people and spark people into action, lies, deception, manipulation, war games, information wars, battles for the narrative, battles for control of the mind. All of this and more is playing out as the old matrix crumbles and breaks down and attempts to maintain, like the last ditch effort to maintain the power and control and like maintain the status quo of this energy persisting through this transition right now, where universe is really not trying to support those vibrations anymore as we are bringing in and moving towards these new Aquarian vibrations in this conscious awakening. But that's what I have to say, you guys, for the energy for Wednesday. Now let's quickly talk about the energy for Thursday, October 6th. This day, it may still feel like we are sort of out of control a little bit, like we are sort of at the whim of God and universe. We have void of course energy actually coming in to start the day and kind of carrying us through the day. Also, the moon's not really going to be making many aspects. The moon will leave Aquarius and enter Pisces on Thursday. We may feel, like I said, ungrounded, unstable, like a little destabilized, in a state of flux. Things may may not be materializing or working out the way that we may have planned. And it's not a great time for making plans or decisions. Definitely, I don't think so. Arrangements either, and the energy that we have going on for Thursday. And there's no exact aspects playing out in the energy for Thursday, but there are a lot of very tight aspects. We have, of course, Saturn square Uranus. Well, that is an exact aspect, but we also have Mars and square to Neptune, only 2 degrees off. We have Mercury both in trine to Pluto and also opposition to Neptune. This is helping us to like have a desire to figure things out, to get to the bottom of stuff, to break through that illusion. This is really helping us to solve some problems as well. And we also have the sun coming into an opposition with Chiron. Chiron is going to be a major theme over this next couple days. And for our full moon in Aries, also that is going to be in a conjunction with Chiron, and the sun will be in an opposition to Chiron. Hero's journey being activated. There may be some wounds being triggered and coming up over this period of time so that we can see the root of them with Mercury and trine to Pluto, right? And any breakthrough, any illusion maybe that we've been existing within that has been preventing us from being able to get to the root of those problems and to really regenerate and heal on some really deep levels that can free us to come back into alignment with the truth of our value and our authentic truth and our ability to receive from universe and to make good choices and to take the opportunities that come to us that are trying to help us move onto that path that is aligned with the destiny that universe is trying to activate for us. That is kind of the way that these aspects are working together, a lot happening simultaneously, and a lot is happening on a very internalized level as well. A lot of these planets are retrograde. Saturn and Uranus both retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Chiron retrograde as well. These most of the planets involved in these aspects playing out right now are retrograde. So a lot of this is happening on these very internalized levels deeply within us. And with the void, of course, moon playing out today as well, we honestly may sort of just feel like escaping it all. The moon in Pisces as well. We may just be kind of over it today. Like I said yesterday, and the energy for Wednesday, that may have been like the last straw in a lot of cases. And in this energy today, we may just need to check out. Take a rain check, cancel plans and stay in. That may be sort of what we're feeling. And it's not even necessarily a bad thing. That actually is sort of in alignment with the universal guidance that we have going on for Thursday, because the sun is coming to 14 degrees of Libra. That Sabian symbol is in the heat of the noon hour. A man takes a siesta. So if it is getting too hot out there, you guys, are too intense, taking a break, like I said, checking out, disconnecting, taking a nap, going to bed early, canceling your plans, whatever, it's probably best. Universe, the void, of course, moon, things aren't panning out exactly as we had anticipated anyways. And literally that is the guidance of universe, in the heat of the noon hour, if it's getting if you're feeling like it's just building a little bit, the pressure's getting a little much, just stepping back a little bit and doing something else is probably a good thing today. And we also have Venus at 10 degrees of Libra on Thursday. That Sabian symbol is a canoe approaching safety through dangerous waters. And I feel like this is telling us that despite the appearances or the choppy waters as a metaphor for maybe some turbulent emotions that we've been navigating over this past couple days, maybe going on, we are heading in a positive direction and we are being guided and protected. So for Thursday, really, if you're feeling a little bit out of it, if things are not just sort of happening maybe in the way that they normally do, or you just kind of feel a little overwhelmed and you maybe just need to step back a little bit, it's probably a good thing. And that is being supported in the way that these aspects are playing out. And we should just do our best to go with the flow of things, this canoe, right? We are being guided in a good direction, and take a time out if things get too heated or we are just generally feeling the need to do so. We are not pushing ourselves in this energy, you guys. We are taking the whatever universe is handing us, and we are sort of embracing it and allowing that to give us momentum to move forward when the time is right. I feel like the energy that we are in right now is sort of like the aspect of martial arts where you, instead of using your energy to go against your opponent, you allow your opponent to come towards you, and you use their energy to like against them in one way or another, you know, through, instead of like resisting it, surrendering to it and allowing it to like carry forward in a way that increases velocity, increases strength and power and like stuff like that. So I feel like, you know, this is energy where we are being more receptive and less active. However, we are using the energy that is, you know, sort of being propelled at us in a way that is allowing us to really empower ourselves instead of us like actively fighting against it and draining our own power sources, draining our own battery. Because Mars square Neptune, this can be a more low physical energy type of, it just drains our physical energy. And, you know, it's really not good to push ourselves to exert tremendous amounts of force when we have this aspect going on, because it can have less of a positive outcome than it normally would. And so it's just good thing to keep in mind as well. But that being said, you guys, that is pretty much what we have playing out over Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday is a very significant month. This is the day this month where the moon is going to be exactly activating Saturn and Uranus while they are in exact square. And then we move into void of course energy after that, where things are just sort of a little bit up in the air. But I do feel like this could be a pretty significant turning point in a lot of cases. This Wednesday energy as well could relate to things that are coming like on the 19th and the 23rd and also the 25th of this month. Those are other dates when the moon will be aspecting by harsh aspect Uranus and Saturn in square. And on the 23rd, I believe that is when Saturn goes direct. And when Saturn goes direct, this is also really, really going to be bringing up the Saturn-Uranus vibe as well. So that's what we're looking at today, you guys. And that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. I am very apologetic about all of the noise today. I should have skipped this day for making a video, but I honestly didn't realize that they were going to be getting started so early and it was going to be like so extreme. So let's talk about the tarot cards now, you guys. We had a really interesting message coming out in the tarot today, and I feel like, again, it is sort of building on what the message was yesterday, and I'm not going to read too much into this. This may be meaningful to some of you guys out there, but this is what the message was that came up. The first card that we have coming up was the Ace of Cups in reverse, followed by the Queen of Swords in reverse, followed by the Two of Pentacles upright, and the King of Swords in reverse was on the back of the deck. There's something going on, you guys, like in regards to relationship dynamics that is not being honest right now. And universe is telling us that we need to be very, very careful about the decisions that we are making at this point in time. The Ace of Cups, you guys, this is about like a new emotional beginning. This is about like a new love, like a new fresh start in terms of emotionally relating to others, new relationships and stuff. But when it's in reverse, and also the King and Queen of Swords, like these are counterparts. This is a relationship energy. Reverse, this King and Queen of Swords both rule like truth, the power of truth, and clarity and honesty and like clear vision and decisiveness, like knowing what to do, knowing the truth about things. Like this is a lack of honesty, you guys. Straightforwardness going on in relationship dynamics. And then we've got this Two of Pentacles, the two juggling choices, decisions. What are we gonna do? I'm like, based on the messaging that has been coming out yesterday and also today, I feel like it is very important. And with Mars and square to Neptune, you guys, it is very important that we are not over idealizing situations and specifically people and partnerships and stuff like that right now, because there is a massive element of what is playing out right now that is very deceptive in a way that we might not expect. Things presenting themselves in ways that they are not. And it's almost like a test to see if we will fall back into past patterns of, I need also with Mars square Neptune to like have our ego validated and stuff like that. So, and Mars is in Gemini, which is an air sign, and we are dealing with the Aquarius moon today and the Aquarius energy. We need to be very, very careful, you guys, that we are not taking action based on some type of false understanding or false perception or false projection about things. And that's basically just what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Something's going on. Something is going on with a lack of truthfulness happening in the way that people are presenting themselves in the context of relationships right now. And that may be because, you know, nobody really knows what's going on, and a lot of us are going through major transformations and we don't know who we are anymore. And, you know, who knows? There's a lot of reasons that could be going on, but that's just what it keeps presenting. Now, I already did the synchronicity card shuffle when I was recording this video last time. This is my second go around with this video. And so I'm just going to use the cards that came out originally because I felt like they were right on point and very appropriate. We got the cards Don't Fight It. And we also got the cards God Will Make It Right. And I feel like both of these are very relevant, both in terms of the Saturn square Uranus aspect that we have playing out, and also the Mars square Neptune aspect that we also have playing out. The first card says Don't Fight It. Release those subject to bondage, Hebrews 2:15. Whatever type of restriction or bondage you find yourself experiencing, don't fight against it mentally. Know God will open up a new door for you and lead you to peace and freedom. So, you know, surrendering to the process and allowing, you know, the momentum of that surrender to carry us forward. And God will make it right. Judge not according to appearances, but judge righteous judgment. John 7:24. Be sure you know the truth. It is not always as it appears. And that is so true in this energy right now. Separate the false from the true, right? This is that Two of Pentacles. This is us carefully separating the false from the true and coming to a decision. Come to a decision on your actions based on what you know is true of God. With God, all things are possible. Count on God to make things right. So again, we are being asked to surrender and have faith to the process right now, and to know that things are being put right. We are in a process of rectification right now, and it's important that we are very, very, very careful with what we are committing ourselves to, with the deals that we are making right now, with picking up what other people are putting down, with buying what other people are selling. This is a time, like I've been saying, of observation and of getting back in touch with the truth of ourselves and beginning to lay new foundations for ourselves in support of what we are discovering about ourselves, and not so much to be committing and tying ourselves to other people, places, situations, circumstances, and things before we have necessarily gone through this whole process, because there is just a lot of deceit going on out there, you guys, and a lot of people looking to really manipulate others in order to feed their own ego in one way or another. So that is a message from the universe today, you guys. A message from the stars, a message from the cards. I am so sorry for all of this crazy video-ness today. Saturn square Uranus, I guess it's right in appropriate alignment with the astrology. There's literally like a new roof being put on my house, and the walls and the foundations are shaking, and we are trying to record the astrology. So that's what it is, you guys. If you made it with me this far through this video, congratulations, because that probably took a lot with all these distractions. If you guys did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if anybody who's not already subscribed, if you would just hit that button down below. I have a Facebook group, a Facebook page, a website, and some other social medias. Those are in my description box below. And also share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested in this type of content too. And leave me comments, you guys. I sincerely appreciate knowing how these energies affecting you and everything that you have to say. So grateful for each and every one of you. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. On Friday, I will have our Friday, Saturday video out. And then, like I said, Sunday, we will get the full moon conjunct Chiron and all the business on that. So I'll be here, guys. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. Hopefully for the next one, we will have things a bit back on track, but this is what we're doing for today. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.